Hello, welcome to JIBRIN Angle on Weleke TV. My name is JIBRIN, and this is my angle. Once again, we have Barrister Manta, as always, joining us to discuss several topics of the moment. Barrister, thank you once again for joining us today.
We'll be back. Yeah.
All right, viewers. We have like I said earlier, we have so many things to talk about, but I shall be playing a video right now for thereafter, Samantha and I will talk about the video. But before then, if this is your first time you are joining us, please subscribe to this platform and follow us on all our social media platforms. We are on all social media platforms, and if you have been with us and you have not subscribed, there are so many so many people who have been with us but have not subscribed, because our analytics gives us that such details. So I urge you to subscribe and follow us on all other social media platforms. And besides, I'm trying to start up, I don't know, maybe a TikTok. I'm trying to start it on TikTok, where we shall be having a live conversation, political live conversation, online, live stream, and where we shall be possibly Barrister Manta and I shall be taking questions and thoughts, having discussion and conversation with the public. So for those of you who have been criticizing us, you have been sending a whole lot of banters, especially when it has to do with Peter Obi. You will have the opportunity to actually vent your thoughts, and probably you will hear from us, where we shall be giving reason behind our thought, our opinions. And that being said, let's move to what the next thing we have in line. Let me play the video, as I said, and thereafter, Barrister Manta and I will come back to talk about the content of the video.
More than 200 people were killed. When I woke up this morning and I got the story of what happened, the first 7 calls I put across were all killed. The first 7 guys I called,
you tried to call, were all dead.
Exactly. They were all dead. So in my village today, if you speak to someone, just be very rest assured that in the next 1 week or 2 weeks, you hear the sad news about that person you've just spoken to. And do you know, before now, just last month, about 20 people were killed in that same village. They are the Fulani, and it's not ethnic profiling. They are the Fulani, it's not ethnic profiling. When people want to be politically correct, they will say, no, that is an ethnic, it's not, and that is why you see the Sultan of Sokoto will not react to this. He reacted when just about 11 people were butchered were killed in Edo State, the so-called hunters. They reacted. They put up Northern Elders Forum. They made several press conferences. Many governors stood up. The governor of Edo had to travel to some of these states to go and say sorry. Just 11 hunters, that is alleged hunters, if really they were hunters, who were killed. Now 200, nobody in the north is speaking, because that is the collective agenda, jihad, and the complete takeover of the land of our people. And let me tell you, so I'm saying it authoritatively. I'm an authority in this area. I was born and raised in Jos. I speak Hausa as my first language. I speak Hausa better than I speak Tiv. And let me tell you, this thing they call intelligence. We are the sources of this intelligence. The government sometimes use the narrative of intelligence to confuse you, as if what they know is different. They know exactly what we know, or we even know better, because we are the sources of this intelligence. Many of my friends from the adjoining villages in Nasarawa State, who are of different ethnic group other than the Fulanis, anytime the Fulanis are mobilizing, like this attack, they told us day before yesterday. We communicated to the security force. Nothing has been done.
No, just hold on, because this is too much to rush. I'm sorry. Are you saying that you got an intelligence report as a civilian? Your
Yes.
community had an intelligence report about this particular attack that killed over 200 people, and you...
My sister, do you know the funny thing? It is no longer secret. It's just like the secret cultism in Nigeria. They gathered with their AK-47 in a community called Giza in Nasarawa State, in the boundary between Nasarawa and Benue, in Giza and Kadorko. All our friends from there, and they come out in the open with their this, and they hold a meeting openly. You know, they are going to strike in Hirota, and then some people begin to bid them farewell. Allah Kulafia. May God take you safely. May God take you safely. Yes, they came in more than 100 bites. Listen, but that is how your country has degenerated. That these things are done in broad daylight. It has degenerated. And let me tell you, let me also shock you. About 7 soldiers, I'm saying it as it is, about 7 soldiers joined them from the Giza, the community, are joining my own village. And they arrested one who uttered all this, made this confession.
All right, Barrister. You heard everything that man said. First, that man is from your state. Secondly, I think it's from your locality too. It's from your tribe. So I don't know. Did you recognize him?
It's a well-known person.
Oh, he's a well-known person. Okay.
Yes.
What's his name? Do you know his name?
Frank Uto.
Oh, okay.
He's a
all right.
well-known person.
Yeah, I think his name was written. It was actually clearly written on the screen. Sorry about that. I think I forgot. All right. What is your take on that? That's your Benue State is your state, and but while it is your state, it's something that concerns every Nigerian because Benue State is just one out of so many other incidences. But it's just that this one is just Benue State has been a flashpoint of this kind of inhumanity to humans. It has been a flashpoint for insensitivities from the side of our leaders. It has been a flashpoint of evil. Really, a pinnacle. Actually, it has gotten to the pinnacle of evil. Honestly, I have a clip that actually shows the gory scene of what took place that day, but it's just not something everybody want to watch. Where human beings were actually burnt human bodies. A sort of so many of them. I have clear clip for, but I don't want to play that because it's not something I want. Nobody wants to see such gory side. But the truth is, 200 people. In fact, I think U.S. news. Although U.S. news have been carrying this issue of killings against Christians in the north, actually. And this one actually caught the attention of the United States media as well. Barrister, what is your take on this?
Thank you very much, JIBRIN. It's very difficult to comment on this issue without bringing some measure of emotions into it, because one is looking at this particular incident, but it is a series of incidents spanning over 10 years that has been occurring. Go back to the time that Governor Otom was governor of Benue State, at the beginning of the regime of Muhammadu Buhari, over almost 300 and something people were killed in a similar attack. This one is less than what happened before. People are just putting it up, but something bigger than this happened before at the beginning of Buhari's tenure.
Oh, really?
And I remember
something bigger than this?
Yes, over 300 and something people were killed in one night in an attack of this nature. And I remember back then, the governor, the traditional rulers of the state, the political leaders of the state, they all gathered and went to Buhari as the president. And he sent them away. He said, go and accommodate your countrymen. I also remember vividly the Minister of Defense, Dan Ali, then he was coming out of the Federal Executive Council meeting, and journalists accosted him and asked him, have you heard of the killings in Benue? He waved it aside angrily and said that they have blocked the Fulani cattle routes. What do you expect them to do?
Wow.
And he entered his car and left. That was the approach of Buhari's government, and it was understandable. He obviously wanted to confer advantage to his ethnic nationality, the Fulanis. And you have to go back and also see that in the whole neighboring countries of Nigeria, from Central African Republic to Burkina Faso, the Fulanis have been displaced. The herders have been displaced because of their behavior.
Yes.
And the Fulanis of Nigeria have decided that this is the country that they now control. So these people can come in and settle in Nigeria. And when they brought them in, the best place they have happened to settle them is the Middle Belt, particularly Plateau, Southern Kaduna, Benue. this is the place they have decided that they will settle these people. And I'm saying it with confidence. The governor of Bauchi State, Bala Muhammad, he was interviewed on open television. He said, when you want to set up the cattle ranch, an open ranch, are you bringing in Fulani that are not Nigerians? He said, as far as Fulanis are concerned, wherever you are, Nigeria is your home. And when he operate this thing, they will open it to anybody, any Fulani from whether outside Nigeria or inside Nigeria to come. Secondly, the governor of Kano, the governor of Bauchi, and other governors have said, look, come, we will give you space. There's land. We will give you land. We will provide all the amenities. We will put the ranches, we will put the doctors, we will put everything, veterinary clinics to treat you. But that is not, it does not fit into the agenda. So they have refused. There's all available land in Kano, in Bauchi, and other upper northern states. But they don't want to go there because the agenda is not there. The agenda is in the middle belt. So you come and tell as president, something tragedy has befallen your countrymen, and they come to you as the father of the nation, and you send them away, let them go and accommodate their countrymen. So as far as you are concerned, the problem is the lack of accommodation. Now, unfortunately, Tinubu has followed the same trajectory when he made a statement and tried to tell the governor to be a statesman, and he made a similar statement, so to speak. Now, the question is, if you look at the speech that the Totiv made there, he said a wrong diagnosis will inevitably lead to a wrong solution. So right from day one, but we believe it's deliberate. They know the truth, but for the purpose of public discourse, they now camouflage the truth into a communal clash. There's nothing like communal clash there. If you are talking of communal clash, you talk of two settlements,
in
this
one
and this one,
yes,
having issues. I challenge anybody to come up today and say whether the Fulani herders have one settlement, whether a hamlet, a village, or anything in Benue State, in any part of Benue. They don't have. These are people that come and go back. And the present attacks, they come from neighboring states with the active corroboration of the Fulanis that are there, rearing cattle. And they do this thing and merge back to where they come. Repeatedly, there has been non-stop killing in Benue for the past 10 years. As we speak, people are in internally displaced camps in this century, in their state, in their country. Nobody talks about that. The largest internally displaced camp in Nigeria is located not far from this Yellow Water where these killings took place. So, for God's sake, how should anybody bring any narrative of accommodation or reconciliation? Reconcile with who? How do you want me to reconcile with somebody that came and burnt my wife and 5 children in the house? What kind of nonsense reconciliation is that? What are we supposed to have done to them? What have these people done to them? That you come, if you, like you said, you have the pictures. It is not something that you can see and go away unaffected. You come in the night, surround the place, set fire on people, children, 3 years, 4 years, pregnant women. There's no humanity, there's no morality, nothing. You kill and go. And they come with machines and AK-47. Now, we have been, people do not have the arms. They have been, whenever the military goes there, their first task is to mop up whatever weapon, traditional or other things that the people, settlers, the people who are there have. And they further leave them defenseless. But they are unable to mop up the AK-47 and other weapons that these people have. So what kind of justice is that? What kind of security system is that? Where the people being killed, whatever they have to defend themselves is taken away. Whereas you are not able to remove the guns from the attackers. And they come again and again and again and again. That you can talk of 200 people, but repeatedly, 10 people, 20, 15, 13 has been killed on almost daily basis in about 15 or 16 local governments out of 23 local governments of Benue State. From the Taraba axis, from the Nasarawa axis, we see it constant. It's not a one-day matter. People should understand that this has been going on. And as we speak, some Fulani herders have taken over the land. They have occupied the land.
And the houses, some of the houses too.
Yes, where people have been displaced and are internally displaced, they have taken over the land. You cannot go back to farm. If you go back, they kill you. So these people have been reduced to being fed in those IDP camps. Why is it that in this century, at this time, somebody will be in an internally displaced camp in his own state, in his own country, for years, not one day, not 1 month, for years, and nothing is being done? Politics is being used to mess up the whole situation. Don't give it some name as if two people are fighting, and there must be some reconciliation or something of that nature. There's nothing like that. Having said that, let me give you a short summary of what happened. What is the genesis of the crisis? We grew up with Fulani people herding cattle in our place, everywhere, even when I was a child. There was never an issue. They come during the dry season, after farmers have already harvested their crops. Because of the lack of rain, they migrate from the upper north down to the Benue belt, down to the south during the dry season. And it was a good relationship, because as the cows go through the land, after farmers have harvested, their dumps constitute manure.
Yeah.
So it's good for the farmer, it's good for the Fulani man. When the rain start to come, they used to go back. So there's no friction.
Yeah.
What brought the friction is the later Fulanis that are trying to settle there. They come during the dry season and they don't go back during the rainy season. And during the rainy season, when farmers have carried out farming, they now bring their cattle to destroy everywhere. That is the genesis. They are not coming and going back like before. They are coming to settle and to stay. And this settlement and staying, Buhari and his co told Fulanis that they have right to live anywhere in Nigeria. They did not tell them that your right to live everywhere does not mean the right to go and enter somebody's land and live there. And they give a very foolish example and tell you that Igbos are trading freely in Kaduna and Kano. Is any Igbo man that is in Kano, did he go to anybody's land? If he has a shop, he has bought the shop. Has he gone to take over anybody's land? Has he gone to destroy anybody's farm? Why should they give these people the impression that they have the right to carry their cattle and go anywhere, enter anybody's land, destroy anything, and there will be no consequences? They said it repeatedly. Senators who are of Fulani stock, Buhari himself, they said the Fulanis have right to live and do their business anywhere in Nigeria. But they didn't tell them that you cannot enter somebody's land with your cattle and demolish it, finish it, and then kill him when he protests. So it is not only genocidal, it is an attempt occupational to occupy the land and make it their own. There's no question of that. There's no proper argument that can be made other than this.
Honestly, it is so sad that this issue has lingered for so many years, and I don't know. This is the reason why I actually support the division of Nigeria, because the North keeps proving to us that it keep telling us in action, because I always believe in people's action rather than words. They keep telling us in action that we don't belong together, that this marriage is a marriage of not just strange bedfellows, but a marriage of enemies. Because one thing is to be strange bedfellows who have different ideologies. Another thing is to be clearly enemy to each other, who just, of course, your enemy will be out to kill you, will be after your life. So that's exactly what the situation we have in Nigeria. The marriage between the North and the South is just and between Christian and Muslim in Nigeria has become a marriage of two enemies living together. And that is why I just believe that this marriage is no longer tenable. This marriage is no longer sustainable. This marriage is no longer tolerable. As such, I've always had that open mind of accommodating division. Let everybody, possibly all the regions, go their way, if possible, but at least for a start, let the South go their way, but separate from the North. Just like this Kano man that talked about, we discussed it about 3 weeks ago. I've forgotten his name. This social activist that lived all his life in the U.S. and is now, I think, I don't know if he's now settled back home in Kano State from Kano. For him, he openly, rightfully so, advocated, openly said that for Nigeria to succeed and move and to grow and move forward, they have to divorce. This is my own word now. They have to divorce the North from this marriage. That's just the truth. Because the North is the problem of Nigeria. Even when we're talking about the corruption, we're talking about the corruption that is so endemic in Nigeria right now, so entrenched. It's about the North was the one who actually, was the people who actually corrupted the system from the foundation. Because that's just the foundation of who were the foundation of Nigeria, and then the three major tribal leaders: Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, and Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. Ahmadu Bello. So what happened? The other people tried to play fair, especially Nnamdi Azikiwe. Nnamdi Azikiwe was the fairest person, who was the really, really pan-Nigerian person among them. The Awolowo, fought for his own people or whatever. Honestly, I think because the Yorubas are tribalistic by nature. But the truth is that the people who really, Awolowo he was actually fighting for his people in a sincere way, fighting for a good life for his own people. Nnamdi Azikiwe was more of a Nigerian person. He wanted everyone to work together, sort of. But Ahmadu Bello was the evil. Honestly, sad to say this. Honestly, Ahmadu Bello was the one who sowed this seed of discord. He was the one. He was instrumental to what is happening right now in Nigeria, to the division between the North and the South, between Muslims and Christians. And that is why the Bible says, when the foundation is faulty, what can the righteous do? The foundation is faulty, and that is why Nigeria needs an overhaul. An overhaul has to either we'll go back to the foundation and renegotiate the moving forward of Nigeria, or everybody goes his or her own way. We go our separate ways. This is unbelievable. Why will a certain specific or a specific ethnic group believe that they are superior to others? It is unbelievable. Honestly, this is evil at its worst. Honestly.